Response to Dr. Paul Krugman's article in the New York Times on Monday, November 9th, 2015, Despair American Style. I wonder if he got that line from an old TV show from the late 60s, early 70s, Love American Style. Pretty lame TV show, by the way. Dr. Krugman points out at the beginning that what we're hearing from a lot of our sisters and brothers on the GOP side is how down they are in America and how we have to make America great again. And the question sort of is what is this causing anything to go on with Americans right now? Because things are much better than they were, let's say, in the Bush administration in terms of the number of people employed, the number of people getting jobs. It's much better than it was in the Bush administration. But our Republican friends continue and continue and continue to harp on what is wrong with America. Traditional values just aren't, that no one respects traditional values anymore. Now, there was a study done recently, got a lot of brouhaha last week, in reference to the fact that mortality rates have been decreasing in all age brackets for individuals, men, women, white, black, Hispanic, in the United States and in many areas overseas. But there is one particular one for certain middle-aged white men that the mortality rates have been increasing. And what is the cause of all that? We're not necessarily sure of what all the cause is, but the cause, in terms of what we suspect, suicide, drugs, alcohol, drinking, cirrhosis of the liver, again, that seems to be increasing for middle-aged white men, while in other mortality rates for other people are going down. Now, again, what is the cause of all this? We're not really sure necessarily what the cause is. I always like to say, as a person who has been in recovery for over 33 years, who has not had a drink or drug, I understand what's going on here quite well. In fact, in a lot of ways, I'm just a little bit older than that age bracket that they were talking about, and I understand fully why a lot of people feel this way, even though I'm very fortunate I do not feel this way. Because in one recovery book, it does talk about, the ism, let's just say alcoholism, is just a symptom of an underlying malady. And now, what we hear a lot from our friends on the GOP side is the fault of all of this goes to the liberals, because the liberals created the nanny state. The liberals created that swinging hammock where we just lie away and waste away and take all the money off the dole. In fact, there was, who was it that said that just yesterday or the day before? Tom Cotton, the senator from Arkansas, talked about how people who are on Social Security, have a easy life, whereas the average Social Security payment is only about $1,400 per month after, 30-some years or more of work. Not a whole heck of a lot of money to get going. But again, the liberals, the GOP often says the liberals don't have any traditional values, and that's what's wrong with America, and we need to make America great again. But if we look at this a little bit closer, we look at the fact that in states, in the United States, in states where they have, let's say, higher social benefits, and let's say less traditional values that are accepted, and that would be the Northeast and the West Coast, that we don't see those mortality rates nearly as great as that we do, let's say, in the southern states and some of the Midwestern states, where the traditional values are very, very high, but the social welfare that's provided to people is very, very low. And if we look at some of the nations overseas, Dr. Krugman, I believe, pointed out Sweden or Norway, where again, they don't necessarily have all these great extreme traditional values, but they do have a very strong social safety net. In fact, half of the children born in, I believe it was Sweden, are born out of wedlock. Now, that's not a traditional value, but they have a strong safety social net. So what we're seeing with these white middle-aged men is that they're dying at an accelerating rate. We don't have all of the answers. We do know that there's a lot of it involves suicide, drug and alcohol abuse to the point of cirrhosis of the liver and other types of things. and we don't have a particular solution for it. Dr. Krugman points out, and I would agree fully, that increase in education, increase in Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, new jobs programs, higher minimum wage. These are all of the types of things that can help move this along. But we are not going to hear that from our Republican friends.